Greeting, brothers and sisters in Christ. Today we come to the fourth Sunday of Easter. This is Good Shepherd Sunday. Before we look at the Gospel of the Good Shepherd, though, today's first reading is the Acts of the Apostles. And Luke gives us that wonderful line, Jesus is the stone rejected by the builders, which has become the cornerstone. And he says, there is no salvation through anyone else. The Greek word for salvation is the word soteria. And the root of that is a verb sozo, which can mean two things. It can mean to save, it can also mean to heal. So what does it mean to be saved? In a sense, it means you're going to be healed. So Jesus is a divine physician who comes to heal our every ill. I think sometimes we have the image of God as judge who gets to decide who gets into heaven, saved, and who doesn't, end up damned into hell. I like this image of Jesus being a healer. So Jesus looks at our wounds and our brokenness and he wants to heal them. And every one of us has wounded and broken in some way, so we simply invite Jesus to come and to heal us. So in a sense, heaven isn't a private club somewhere. Heaven is where everyone gets to be healed completely. And then we get to participate in God's life. That excites me, to picture Jesus as one who cannot wait to heal what's broken in my life or what is disordered in my life. Now the Gospel today, every fourth Sunday of Easter, we hear about the Good Shepherd from chapter 10 of John's Gospel. And today we hear the Good Shepherd is good not because he's morally a good person, but because he is good at shepherding. And why is Jesus good at shepherding? He does two things. He's willing to lay down his life for his sheep, and also he knows them and they know him. So first of all, think about a shepherd, and if the shepherd is a hired man and the wolves come to take the sheep, the hired man will run away because he's afraid of the wolves. Jesus says, I'll lay down my life for those sheep. And you might say, well, how could he do that? Human life is so important. You would die for sheep. And in a sense, Jesus is trying to help us shape what is God's love for us like. Jesus is willing to lay down and die. Think about the value of a sheep and then the value of a human person. And if Jesus is willing to die for his sheep, you can begin to imagine how much he loves you and how much he loves me. So Jesus will lay down everything for us. He loves us that much. And then Jesus is good at shepherding because he says, I know mine and mine know me. The sheep recognize the voice of the shepherd. And so when the shepherd speaks, the sheep respond. When Jesus speaks to you and to me, we want to learn how to recognize his voice. And you'll know his voice when something in your life perks up. When you have an animated energy, a greater ability to love, then you've heard the voice of Jesus. So listen for that voice this week.